Other items, item 5, 6, and 24 is our license intervention program. That's a program that we've done for a number of years. It takes cases off of the court docket. These are cases mainly that get on the court docket because people haven't paid fines or haven't done something, and we try to do an intervention and help people work out their problems, and it saves the courts and saves everybody money. Item 24 is to increase that. The people that come to that program have to pay $50 now. We're recommending that that go to $75. The program has been in the past year a little over 40% self-supporting. This would take it up to a little bit higher, and we still think it's a service worthwhile. There's 2 people that we contract with to do this particular service, and they've done that for a couple of years. And I know from talking to the courts that they feel it's a successful program, and our prosecutors also feel it's a successful program. Item number 12 and 13 is the Regional Crime Lab, and I got some questions from members of the commission on that, and talked about our services there. We get about, we asked the Crime Lab, we get about 39% of the services. We probably pay about 36% of the budget. The county sheriff has to pay his share. In addition to that, the county has traditionally given about $1 million a year, or a little bit more than $1 million a year to, in effect, contribute to the crime lab. They've cut some of their contribution down, so that's why we're much closer to a 39% usage and a 36% of their budget. A little bit about the St. Vincent and a little bit about the longer-term impacts we're seeing.
Sure. Thank you, City Manager, Mr. Mayor, Commissioners. The item before you today is a $50,000 contract for St. Vincent. It will be used for operating at the Apple Street Gateway for women and families and at the Gettysburg Gateway for men. The amount that is being given to them today is a small portion of their overall operating expenses, and it will be used to help offset some of the increasing costs that they are experiencing in the shelter over actually the last 2 years. Currently, the shelter population is trending about the same as it was last year, so the number of individuals staying in each of the shelters is approximately the same as December of 2010. One of the great successes over the last year is that as a system, we've been able to add housing units to the inventory as a positive exit for individuals who are experiencing homelessness. So the opening of River Commons 2 was a great success for our community. Also, through state and federal programs, they have been able to implement diversion and rapid rehousing programs that help individuals who are experiencing homeless quickly exit the homeless shelter system and find permanent and stable housing. One of the other great successes was the Homelessness Prevention and Rapid Rehousing Program. This was a program that was funded through the federal stimulus and the ERA federal stimulus funds. And we operated this program in conjunction with Montgomery County. And it was a total of $4 million that came into the community that was directly targeted to preventing homelessness and rapidly rehousing individuals who found themselves in the shelter system. Through that program, we were able to serve 1,056 households, 196 individuals within our community over the last approximately 18 months. Unfortunately, the funding has been exhausted, and this month we will cut the last checks of financial assistance to individuals who are in need of rapid rehousing. The program that was funded at the level of $4 million is being replaced by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development by an annual allocation of $200,000. So needless to say, this will drastically cut our ability to help individuals who need those services in the way of prevention and rapid rehousing. Therefore, there is a likelihood that we will see an increased number over the next 12 months of people who are entering shelter due to the fact that these homelessness prevention rapid rehousing dollars are no longer available within our community. The good thing about this is that while we had the money, we were able to figure out the best ways to help people who are in need of rapid rehousing, who are in need of diversion, and really put best practices in place and fine-tune them so we are now better equipped at serving the community when that is the proper way of serving individuals. And we are also now better situated to score well for other federal funding that helps us add permanent supportive housing units into our community. So we've made great accomplishments over the last 12 months, and though we are now facing some significant challenges as we enter 2012, we've learned a lot. We know our best practices. We are a best practice nationwide for some of our efforts, and so I think we're very well suited for entering the upcoming year.
So, Mr. Eagle, can you tell me why the federal government, did we know the whole time they were planning to go from $4 million to $200,000? When did we find this out, and when the decision was made?
When they implemented the stimulus funding, they did state that it was a one-time funding. They never actually intended to fund prevention until the new HARP regulation was implemented. That was at the point that they did dedicate funds for prevention, which actually is a significant step in the right direction because for a long period of time, there was not funding available for individuals who did not meet the HUD definition of homelessness, which is very restrictive. They loosened that definition. We can now serve more people, and they at least are making an allocation of some funding for this problem.
So we pretty much knew the whole time when we got the $4 million that we were going to. So the thought process with like the Homeless Solutions Board and everything was, how are we going to set this up moving forward because we know this money's not going to last forever?
Correct. Yes.
Regarding, I know we opened up the River Common 2, or they're on the Lena.
Yeah.
Will the old building be torn down, or will that continue to be used as shelter?
No, that building will be demolished. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Eagle.
Thank you.
The last items I want to highlight are items 18, 19, and 20. And these are items where the city is required to make payments to the school systems when the city gives various incentives to businesses. And so specifically, we're required to share some of the income tax. And there's items there for enterprise zones and items for TIF. And so the total for that amount for the Dayton Public Schools went from $660,000 last year to $400,000 this year, as these things are winding down. And the same thing with Trotwood. It's an amount that's going down over the years. The three programs there was the Relizing project. There was one in Courthouse Square, and there was one at the Webster Station Business Incubator. And so these numbers from these three projects should go down, though we anticipate there's some others that will come on next year. But this is an item that we do at the end of each year. It is required by state law when we give incentives, and so when we do that, there's certain obligations that we have to school boards as a result.
So, Mr. Reardon, when the TIP arrangements, when they expire, as far as the school districts are concerned, they would go back to whatever they would normally receive?
Right. The schools really don't receive, usually they don't receive anything from income tax. So when the TIF district or the TIF agreement expires, then all the income tax comes to the city and none of it goes to the schools. In the meantime, and this is something that passed, I think it was back in the late 90s at the state legislature, maybe it was even earlier than that, middle 90s, that if we give incentives, we have to do something to help make schools whole.
What real estate abatement is what I'm referring to.
It's real estate abatement.
Right.
Yeah.
Real estate abatement, once the TIP expires, then the dollars that they would get from the real estate will start coming.
The dollars, right, excuse me, I misunderstood. Yes, as soon as that expires, then the schools get all the property taxes that they would normally get. As does the county and the city, but mainly it's the schools are the big recipients, so yes, they do get all those dollars.
Just wanted to make sure it was clear that, once the tip is over, the schools will start to get their normal payments they would get from the state.
Right. One other item I guess I just mentioned is item 25. We talked about the airport presentation earlier, and those are setting the rates, fees, and charges for the airport. So
May I have a motion to approve the city manager's recommendation?
So moved, Your Honor.
Second. Properly moved and seconded to approve the city manager's recommendations. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? May I have a motion to approve the city commission's recommendation?
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded to approve the city commission's recommendations. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Legislation.
First reading, emergency ordinance 31138-11, approving the recommendations contained in the City of Dayton Compensation Board report authorizing its implementation and declaring an emergency.
Your Honor, ordinance number 31138-11 being declared an emergency, I move for its immediate passage.
So properly moved and seconded to approve emergency ordinance number 31138-11. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Second reading, emergency ordinance 31138-11, approving the recommendations contained in the City of Dayton Compensation Board report and authorizing its implementation. Mayor Lighthill.
Aye.
Commissioners Lovelace.
Aye.
Williams. Joseph. And Whaley.
Aye.
First reading, emergency ordinance 31139-11, increasing the fee for participation in the license intervention program and declaring an emergency. First reading, emergency resolution 5870-11, establishing the fiscal year 2012 rates, fees, and charges for the James M. Cox Dayton International Airport and declaring an emergency. Second reading, emergency ordinance 31125-11, amending the city's appropriation for the year 2011.
Ordinance number 31125-11 being declared an emergency. I move for its immediate passage.
Second the motion.
So properly moved and seconded to approve emergency ordinance number 31125-11. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Mayor Lighthill.
Aye.
Commissioners Lovelace.
Aye.
Williams.
Aye.
Joseph. And Whaley.
Aye.
Second reading, emergency ordinance 31126-11, amending Chapter 34 of the Revised Code of General Ordinances relating to the Department of Police.
Your Honor, ordinance number 31126-11 being declared an emergency, I move for its immediate passage.
Second motion, Your Honor.
So properly moved and seconded to approve emergency ordinance number 31126-11. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Mayor Lighthill.
Aye.
Commissioners Lovelace.
Aye.
Williams.
Aye.
Joseph.
Aye.
And Whaley.
Aye.
Second reading, emergency ordinance 31127-11, amending section 36.01 of the Revised Code of General Ordinances relating to the Department of Finance.
Your Honor, move that we pass emergency ordinance number 31127-11.
Second.
So properly moved and seconded to approve emergency ordinance number 31127-11. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Mayor Lighthill.
Aye.
Commissioners Lovelace.
Aye.
Williams.
Aye.
Joseph.
Aye.
And Whaley.
Aye.
Second reading, emergency ordinance 31128-11, amending section 37.01 of the Revised Code of General Ordinances relating to the Department of Aviation.
Your Honor, ordinance number 31128-11 being declared an emergency, I move for its immediate passage.
Second.
So properly moved and seconded to approve emergency ordinance number 31128-11. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Mayor Lighthill.
Aye.
Commissioners Lovelace.
Aye.
Williams.
Aye.
Joseph.
Aye.
And Whaley.
Aye.
Second reading, emergency ordinance 31129-11, amending section 40.01 and repealing 40.03 of the Revised Code of General Ordinances relating to the Office of Economic Development.
Ordinance number 31129-11 being declared an emergency. I move for its immediate passage.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded to approve emergency ordinance number 31129-11. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Mayor Lighthill.
Aye.
Commissioners Lovelace.
Aye.
Williams.
Aye.
Joseph.
Aye.
And Whaley.
Aye.
Second reading, emergency ordinance 31130-11, amending section 41.01 and enacting section 41.02 of the Revised Code of General Ordinances relating to the Department of Public Works.
Your Honor, Ordinance number 31130-11 being declared an emergency and moving for immediate passage.
Second motion, Your Honor.
Properly moved and seconded to approve emergency ordinance number 31130-11. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Mayor Lightsoul.
Aye.
Commissioners Lovelace.
Aye.
Williams.
Aye.
Joseph.
Aye.
And Whaley.
Aye.
Second reading, emergency ordinance 31131-11, amending general ordinances relating to the Department of Planning and Community Development.
Your Honor, I move for the passage of emergency ordinance number 31131-11.
Second?
It's been properly moved and seconded to approve emergency ordinance number 31131-11. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Mayor Lightsoul.
Aye.
Commissioners Lovelace.
Aye.
Williams.
Aye.
Joseph.
Aye.
And Whaley.
Aye.
Second reading, emergency ordinance 31132-11, amending section 48.01 of the revised code of general ordinances relating to the Office of Public Affairs.
Your Honor, ordinance number 31132-11 being declared an emergency, move its immediate passage.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded to approve emergency ordinance number 31132-11. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Mayor Lightsoul.
Aye.
Commissioners Lovelace.
Aye.
Williams.
Aye.
Joseph.
Aye.
And Whaley.
Aye.
Second reading, emergency ordinance 31133-11, amending section 498.01 and repealing section 498.05 of the revised code of general ordinances relating to the Department of Recreation and Youth Services.
Ordinance number 31133-11 being declared an emergency and move for its immediate passage.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded to approve emergency ordinance number 31133-11. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Mayor Lightsoul.
Aye.
Commissioners Lovelace.
Aye.
Williams.
Aye.
Joseph.
Aye.
And Whaley.
Aye.
Second reading, emergency ordinance 31134-11, amending section 49B.01 of the revised code of general ordinances relating to the Office of Management and Budget.
Your Honor, ordinance number 31134-11 being declared an emergency and moving for immediate passage.
Second motion, Your Honor.
It's been properly moved and seconded to approve emergency ordinance number 31134-11. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Mayor Lightsoul.
Aye.
Commissioners Lovelace.
Aye.
Williams.
Aye.
Joseph.
Aye.
And Whaley.
Aye.
Second reading, emergency ordinance 31135-11, enacting section 33.01, repealing section 38.01, and amending section 39.01 of the revised code of general ordinances relating to the Departments of Central Services, Information and Technology Services, and Human Resources.
Your Honor, I move for the passage of emergency ordinance number 31351-11.
Second the motion.
It's been properly moved and seconded to approve emergency ordinance number 31135-11. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Mayor Lightsoul.
Aye.
Commissioners Lovelace.
Aye.
Williams.
Aye.
Joseph.
Aye.
And Whaley.
Aye.
Second reading, emergency ordinance 31136-11, enacting section 42.03 of the revised code of general ordinances relating to the Department of Building Services.
Your Honor, ordinance number 31136-11 being declared an emergency, move its immediate passage.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded to approve emergency ordinance number 31136-11. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Mayor Lightsoul.
Aye.
Commissioners Lovelace.
Aye.
Williams.
Aye.
Joseph.
Aye.
And Whaley.
Aye.
Second reading, emergency ordinance 31137-11, repealing sections 30.30 through 30.37 of the revised code of general ordinances relating to the Dayton Commission on Youth.
Ordinance number 31137-11 being declared an emergency and move for its immediate passage.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded to approve emergency ordinance number 31137-11. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Mayor Lightsoul.
Aye.
Commissioners Lovelace.
Aye.
Williams.
Aye.
Joseph.
Aye.
And Whaley.
Aye.
First reading, ordinance 31140-11, consenting to the improvement of Interstate 75 within the city of Dayton, and agreeing to cooperate in matters incidental thereto, including the execution of agreements necessary to implement this ordinance. First reading, ordinance 31141-11, consenting to the improvement of Kiwi Street within the city of Dayton, and agreeing to cooperate in matters incidental thereto, including the execution of agreements necessary to implement this ordinance. First reading, Resolution 5871-11, authorizing the city manager to accept federal fiscal years 2012 and 2013 Federal Aviation Administration Airport Improvement Project grants from the United States Department of Transportation for airport improvement projects at the James M. Cox Dayton International Airport and Dayton Wright Brothers Airport on behalf of the city of Dayton in an amount not to exceed $25 million. First reading, Resolution 5872-11, endorsing the preferred future land use scenario of Going Places, an integrated land use vision for the Miami Valley region. Second reading, Resolution 5869-11, declaring the intention of the Commission to vacate Mack Avenue from Baltimore Street to East Terminus. Mayor Lightsoul.
Aye.
Commissioners Lovely.
Aye.
Williams.
Aye.
Joseph.
Aye.
And Whaley.
Aye.
That is all, Your Honor.
Thank you. Any other board appointment?
Your Honor, I move to reappoint Ms. Betty Tony to the Civil Service Board for a term ending December 31st, 2017.
Mr. Brockman, moved and seconded to reappoint Ms. Betty Tony to the Civil Service Board for a term ending December 31st, 2017. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Public hearing. Okay, I'm going to open the public hearing. Mr. Reardon, would like to proceed?
Annual amendments to the code keep the code relevant as conditions change. For example, in previous years, we've amended the zoning code to allow for community gardens. This was to support our Green to Rural initiative. We've also amended the zoning code to allow new green technologies that people want to use more often, such as solar panels. This year, we're focusing on 3 areas. We want to make the plan approval process less cumbersome and time-consuming for applicants by eliminating review processes that are proved to be of little value. One of these is called Major Site Design Review. The purpose of Major Site Design Review was to make sure that any negative impacts of new developments of a certain size would be mitigated. They'd have sufficient landscaping, the traffic circulation would work, so traffic wasn't backing up on residential streets and so forth. But after using this process for the past 5 or 6 years, we found that it's added little value to the developments that have been reviewed through it. And the current zoning code requirements are sufficient to compensate for any potential negative impacts. By removing this process, we can reduce project approval time for some developments by 3 to 4 weeks, and we think that's a win for everyone. We also want to consolidate and clarify regulations so they're easier to administer and for applicants to understand. For example, we had a difference of opinion among staff as to when lighting was required for parking lots, and that made it difficult to administer because we had a difference of opinion. So we developed a uniform view of when parking lots should be lit and what the landscaping should be, and we're putting those provisions in the zoning code through these text amendments. We also want to employ better and more realistic standards for certain uses. An example of this would be bicycle parking. We support the idea of having parking for bicycles at businesses, but the current standard was based on square footage. So if you had a 20,000 square foot warehouse, you need 16 bicycle parking spaces, but you might only have 4 employees, and that didn't make any sense. So we researched best practices, and now we would like to adopt a standard where you have 2 bicycle parking spaces per use, and then 1 space for every 15 parking spaces for cars. So we think things like this will improve the administration of the code and make it work better for the community. We held a meeting on the proposed amendments for all the priority board land use committee members in October, and 14 folks came to the meeting. They represented the Inner West, the Southeast, the Frock, the Southwest, and Northeast priority boards. We discussed the amendments. The Frock, Inner West, and Downtown priority boards submitted letters of support. There was no opposition to the text amendments voiced at the plan board public hearing on the case. So the plan board, by a 6-0 vote, recommends that you approve the text amendments as we're presenting them to you tonight. They believe the text amendments are consistent with our comprehensive plan and with the intent and purpose of our zoning code. And as you know, your 3 decision options are to approve the plan board recommendations to amend the zoning code by passing the approval ordinance. You may deny the request to amend the zoning code by taking no action on the ordinance, or you may remand this case to the plan board if you think they require additional consideration by the board. Dave Womble, our zoning administrator, is here, and he and I are happy to answer any questions you have.
Shanking, I really like that you wrapped up your slide today about putting holiday
Yes.
festivities for the zoning code.
Mr. Reardon informed me that my
say, on these slides at Mr. Reardon's request. That's fantastic.
It is.
It is.
We're a team here.
Yes, that's
we are.
great. I wanted to commend you on the bike parking zoning text amendment. I think we had the right idea in mind, but the implementation didn't work that well. The same idea with major site design review. So I'm always so pleased that we do annual zoning text amendments to say what's working, what's not working, how can we make the zoning code be used best for our city, for our neighbors, and to encourage development, but also keep that balance in place. So I think these are great pieces that we're doing this year.
And we appreciate the fact that the community and the planning board and the commission are willing to tweak the code each year.
The only thing I'm sad is changing is that chickens are still not allowed in the zoning code. So I'll just hope that maybe next year in the zoning text amendments that we might be able to allow chickens into the community like our other peer cities like Kangaroo and other cities that are much larger than us that are allowing them.
Or at least have a conversation about it.
Sure, that would be in the process of the zoning text amendment.
Yes, we do realize that there is not a unanimity of opinion about the desirability of chickens
Right.
in our neighborhoods. So that is something we will have to consider at the right time.
But I think that we need to have this conversation at least.
And that would be fine.
Those folks can understand how ubiquitous the chickens are in other urban centers and how safe they are.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to say, you mentioned everybody working together to put these together every year and have amendments. I think it's worth mentioning that it's some cities and some other times, even in the city, it wasn't ever quite that easy to do. And I want to thank my colleagues for their cooperation with this. I want to thank you for your hard work and your leadership and the other members of the staff who've done great work in amending the code every year. Having your ear to the ground to find out what our citizens are saying, what our citizens need. So I want to thank you for your leadership and support.
Thank you.
I want to throw this idea at you. As I was reading some of this afternoon in Boston Stoker about bike racks,
Yes.
I decided to get on my iPad and find out what bike racks cost. The nice ones for about $500, and I know we want to have more around the city. Maybe we could try to encourage businesses to sponsor them, put advertising, sponsored by commercial.
Mayor, I wanted to comment on that for a minute. Andrew Rodney from their staff is actually working with the Bike Walk Dayton Committee, and there's a process where we're going for a grant where it would be with Bikes Belong and doing a private partnership with some businesses in the city. So, and that one of the reasons why Bikes Belong is interested in it is because it would be a public-private partnership. Actually, not even public, it would be through the grant opportunity for Bikes Belong and private to do 100 bike racks around the city of Dayton. So we're looking to look into that around March, and should hope to hear good things, but we're in the process of doing that right now.
And another cool idea might be, and we can have this discussion, is maybe we need the commission to sponsor one and put it outside.
The way it's going to work is, I think we talked about each one of them being individually sponsored, but because they'll be engraved and done through the metal, we're trying to find just two large sponsors right now. So we are in the process of doing that on the bike walk.
Are there any citizens registered to speak on the public hearing?
Not on the public hearing, Your Honor.
Are there any comments from the commission on the board?
Very well, let's move forward.
I like to,
After close it, then we move forward. Okay. I'll close the public hearing. What's the pleasure of the commission? Move forward.
move forward, Mayor.
First reading, emergency ordinance 31142-11, amending various sections of the revised Code of General Ordinances relating to the zoning code and declaring an emergency.
Ordinance number 31142-11 being declared emergency, I move for its passage.
Second motion, Your Honor.
It's been properly moved and seconded to approve emergency ordinance number 31142-11. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Second reading, emergency ordinance 31142-11, amending various sections of the revised Code of General Ordinances relating to the zoning code. Mayor Lightsoul.
Aye.
Commissioners Lovelace.
Aye.
Williams.
Aye.
Joseph.
Aye.
And Whaley.
Aye.